Hey guys, it's that time again of the week, our favourite show here on Pop Culture Spread. It's that show where we go back and have a look at old movies and do brand new reviews on them. That's right, guys. It's my favourite show. It's probably not yours, but it doesn't matter because it's time for Retro Review, guys. Put your hands together. Here is Rick and Jace. You know, every time that intro plays, I just think about how fucking narcissistic it is that I do that. Anyway, hey everyone, welcome to Retro Review. And as you all know, tonight's show is we're talking Bad Boys. That 1995 action comedy. Wow, Rick, we spun this one last week. You put up the trailer reaction on the Facebook channel yesterday.
3 years ago we did it.
We did an old trailer reaction.
3 years ago.
So here we are back we spun Bad Boys, and it's a film that I haven't seen in a while, but we kind of mentioned last week that's a film that you'd seen quite a lot.
I've seen it quite a it's just one of those movies that you could just chuck on if you're having one of those days and you enjoy it. Like, it's just what it is. I love it. It's
Well, it's been a while since I'd seen it. How I saw it, I remember going back to seeing it. I think I saw it on VHS. It would have been back then, or maybe, it would have been still VHS.
Didn't go to the movies?
No. Didn't go to the movies. Didn't think much of these guys, honestly, at the time. Like, I wasn't really watching Fresh Prince then, and I really seen Martin Lawrence in a couple of small roles in films, like in Friday, I think he was. House Party and House Party 2, I think he was in. But, I hadn't really, and Michael Bay really wasn't a name at that point. No, what he was known for at the time was music videos. Of course, he had directed The Rock prior to this. So he hadn't really done a lot. Hadn't really
Was this his first?
No,
was this his first movie?
No, he did The Rock. I just said he did The Rock.
Oh, he did The Rock.
Nicolas Cage and, no, not Michael Bay's first film, that's for sure.
Oh, because I was reading up. I thought this was his first movie.
Have a look at his videography if you like again. But he should have done The Rock, I believe, which was maybe The Rock was after.
No, I reckon The Rock was after. This is his first. Rock came out in.
Let's have a look at your career. Here we go. We're just stopping the show dead.
Right, guys. We want
his first length feature film. I stand corrected. There you go.
What year was it? So this was.
It was. I've just seen it there. There you go. So The Rock was after his follow-up film. So I got those two confused. 95, 96, respectively.
Yeah.
Either way, even then, he wasn't a name. Right. Like, we know Michael Bay today is almost like a brand, a style of film. Whether you love or hate him, he brings his own kind of thing to it. So, I was super keen on seeing this. I remember seeing it on VHS and enjoying it. But I do remember back then going, I've seen this film before. And this style of film, because let's face it, Bad Boys has come out right on the tail end of those buddy cop action comedies. You know what I mean? We'd had a decade or so of just so many of them. Because really, in a way, Bad Boys and things like Rush Hour and things, they're just Lethal Weapon rebranded, or 48 Hours rebranded. That's basically what they are. So I remember enjoying it, I think what I remember enjoying the most and the memory of it was those two guys, like Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Really, that was the snappy dialogue was something. And then going back now tonight and rewatching it, that look, I'm going to be honest, the film's actually a piece of shit, but the only reason it works so well is because
it's those two.
Yeah, because it's a really bland plot, really simplistic, follow the dots plot. A bunch of people steal a whole heap of heroin out of the police department, and then it's just kind of, then you've got the girl who sees the murder, and it's a very paint by numbers plot, and honestly, it makes no logical sense, but it works because of those.
Were you bored ever through the movie? Rewatching it now?
Yeah, I was. I was certainly in the scenes in Mike Lowry. You know what doesn't work for me? The identity swap.
Okay.
When Martin Lawrence has to pretend to be Will Smith.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work for me. Wasn't funny, and that's the bit I was bored in it. But look, it's slickly directed. I mean, like, I love the orange kind of aesthetic of everything, and the camera's constantly moving throughout this whole film. Michael Bay doesn't know how to set up a still camera, I don't think. But yeah, look, it's rudimentary. It's slick. And again, this is from me re-reviewing it now, looking back on it. I know at the time, though, it was considered a cool film because of the way it looked and that. And, what's interesting is, Michael Bay's not a big believer in script, Rick. He doesn't follow the words of the script. So a lot of this film is ad-libbed, and you can really tell. I mean, their banter is, I don't think you would have written that, and there's certainly...
And it shows.
Yeah, and it shows.
For sure.
Yeah. And do you remember, though, when this film came out, Rick, that it's actually Will Smith was not the biggest star in this film. At that time, Martin Lawrence had a bigger career than Will Smith. Yeah. So if you remember, he's actually top billed in this, Martin Lawrence. Yep. If you watch the film tonight,
he was
Martin Lawrence, then Will Smith.
Yeah.
Well, this is if this is 95, this is pre-Independence Day for Will Smith. You know what I mean? Independence Day and then Men in Black. They come out in subsequent years. So, it's I don't know, Rick. It kind of works. Joey Pants, Joey Pants.
I like Joey Pants. I thought he was great in it.
Well, the most predictable cardboard cutout of a sergeant, but he's still really good at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my problem isn't with the people in it because they're charming and they do their job. Even Taya Leone, who I'm not a massive fan of, she's okay in the film. But it's really, when you start to think about the film, it's really dumb. Hey, it's really dumb. Does it hold up from a visual sense? It's a product of its time. It's definitely a film from 1995, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I would say if I'm looking back at that decade with action films, if someone says to me, name me some great action films from the 1990s, essentially Bad Boys would be on that list. All right, even today. But, I'm just saying, going back and have a look at it, it's pretty silly at points, but Besides that, I actually think the franchise gets better with every film. Yeah, I do.
Look, we were talking about this, and they had that, had that big gap between obviously the first one and the second, and then the second one to the third one, the newer one. And I thought, myself, oh shit, they're making another Bad Boys. This is not going to work. This is terrible. Whatever. But I really enjoyed it. I was shocked at how good the movie was, and I agree with you. It gets better and better. Yeah. So.
But man, they were young in this film, weren't they? Look at them. Look at them.
But look at how old were they? What in their? They
would have been in their early 20s for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, Jesus Christ! And there's the action shot there. But
he's just so not that good.
Yeah, and I mean, look at that. That's a fairly iconic poster now. I think you see that, and it definitely reminds you. Bad Boys. Look, it's one of those films where, look, most average person will go, Bad Boys rocks, man. But if you actually go back and rewatch
and sit down and rewatch
that's what
it.
We're discovering every week doing this stuff, Ricky, is we're discovering that things are not always what they seem in our memories. And that's what's interesting, to go back and have a look at this stuff and see what works and doesn't work. It was definitely good enough to require them making a sequel, thank God for that, and then another one after that. And apparently, I think there's development of another one.
I think it did. It did quite well on the box office. I'm not sure.
It made an absolute killing at the box office. It did. Yeah. I think on a 39 million. Here we go. I'll just bring this data up. It was, I think, a $30 million budget, and it grossed 141 million worldwide for 1995. Is definitely yeah, absolutely. So it's it's a film that, do you know, Rick, here we go, I'm going to throw some trivia your way, who this was originally written for. This film was not made with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence in mind.
No, who was supposed to be in it? Well, made
You
for.
are not going to believe this one. This one's going to blow your mind. Dana Carvey and John Lovitz.
John Lovitz.
So originally, I'm serious. It was the original title for it was called Bulletproof Hearts.
Wow.
They met with Michael Bay, and apparently by the end of the lunch, Dana Carvey goes, "I'm not working with that guy. He's a psycho." Carvey. So yeah, originally that was a true story.
You know, I'd want to see that. No, it's just.
I think I'd want to see that film too. You know, but didn't they make that kind of What Happens in Vegas? That one with Nicolas Cage, John Lovitz, and Dana Carvey. I think they made a film back then. But yeah.
Thank God they didn't do it.
Yeah. It's good. Look, now I've been a little bit negative about it. Let's talk about some of the cool stuff in it. The action scenes are really good.
This is what
and this film is really about action.
That's it.
And certainly at the time, Michael Bay was really going for that very fast-moving, you know, especially I genuinely like his car chase scenes. I like how he does them. They always seem very exciting, you know. And in fact, most of his action scenes are really exciting. And the action does still kind of hold up. And you look back at over the last 30-odd years, well, 25 years, a lot of action films are still doing those same tricks today. You know, John Wick probably has a lot to owe to these films of the 90s, you know, because they still they amp it up to like 50, but
of course,
you know, some of the similar way the setups are done and the way the film's shot. Yeah, I mean, the action's just, and honestly, if you're going back and watching Bad Boys in this day and age, I think you're not going to be as critical as me going, the plot doesn't make sense. You're going there to watch them.
You watch action.
Smart ass, and you're watching the action. And so I get that. And in that case, I cannot fault it for that. I mean, it's still got a special place in a lot of people's hearts. And again, I think the trilogy itself is a very solid trilogy. And this film, I'll tell you one thing. I like this film way more than I like Rush Hour. Infinitely better. Yes. Rush Hour is one of the Rush Hour trilogy is the most insulting excuse for an action comedy trilogy I've ever seen in my life. It is absolute hot garbage. Hot garbage. And I've developed that over the last, because I used to like them. But I rewatched them about 8-9 years ago, and man, you know, because I'd started getting into the way films are made and looking at the plot of it, and then just thinking they're just
so if you
kind
take
of
that
really
out,
racist, they're extremely racist. Not that I don't mind racial comedy, to be honest with you, but it's just dumb comedy. It's not even good comedy anymore. It's what's his name, Chris Tucker, squealing for half of it and pointing out how much cooler black people are versus Asian people. And again, in a very rudimentary plots, and they don't go better. Like that whole Rush Hour 3 scene where he's talking about where he's miscommunicating with that leader of the dojo.
Yeah.
Remember that? That's he's stealing comedy routine from Luke Costello. Because it's that kind of boring 1950s style hack comedy. No, they're horrible. We could go. I could spend an hour talking about my how much I despise the Rush Hour films. Yeah, there's nothing original in that, you know. And you're having to watch. Good old. I'm trying to say Bruce Lee, but I don't know why I've gone Jackie Chan. And I'm going, well, this is Jackie Chan at the end of his career. Oh. This is old Jackie Chan in the end.
Jeez,
and you know what? I've got to say with Jackie Chan too, I don't particularly think he's a martial artist at all. I don't. Have you seen? I don't think his films are martial arts, because what they are, they're slapstick comedy.
Are you talking American ones or his Hong Kong Chinese movies?
Some of his Hong Kong ones are, but definitely his American. Definitely Rush Hour films, that trilogy. He's not doing martial arts. He's doing very exciting trying to, wrap people up in towels and using chairs it's all circus tricks. It's all acrobatics. There's no real coolness in it, No, they're horrible, dude. Directed by Brett Ratner too. So
that's right.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we're not here to talk about that.
No,
we've kind of lost the track there. Bad Boys. Bad Boys is not that, thankfully. Bad Boys is entertaining, is a lot of fun. It is sits on the shoulders of Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and they are strong enough to support it because, just their banter and their relationship really cements. If they didn't have that chemistry, this film's just ends up on the bottom shelf. Rent for $1 a week at an old VHS.
It wouldn't have done what it did. Yeah, that's right.
Definitely wouldn't have done what it did. So
it wouldn't have done a sequel. It wouldn't have bothered. And then
it's a franchise. It's built on a franchise, And look, I know the numbers. The second one, which is 2.5 hours long, cops a lot of flack. But I really enjoy Bad Boys too, and I definitely love Bad Boys for Life. Yeah.
Yep.
No. So, but there you go. That's it, Rick. That's it. We've done it. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, mate. Look, if you just break away all the other stuff, like you just said before, Jace, it's an enjoyable movie. And just take it for what it is, and that's it.
Well,
if you break it down, then you're just gonna, you know what I mean? So
but that's what we do here, though, Rick. Is review.
No, I know.
We break down. That's the idea.
I know.
Because you can say that for every film. You can turn around and go, if you just turn your brain off at the door. I don't know if I like that because that's to me an excuse for like letting bad things in films go. It's okay. Yeah. But like I said, I don't think I'd defend myself. I'll pick on things, but as an overall experience, I like the film and I will watch it again. But I'm not going to watch it for the plot.
No.
And to me, plot's important because if you are watching it, you want to be engaged in the story.
Of course.
But the story here is really kind of dumb and offensive in some ways. And I suppose that's more on me than anything, is that most people like me who are just fucking tired at the end of the day, they're not worried about that. They just want to see their boys, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, have a good time.
I think you could, I didn't think much of Tiana on this. I think she was very, very weak in this movie.
And I thought she was all right.
I thought she was right when I first watched it, maybe because I was younger. And now, but now I was just like, take her out of it. Maybe just take her out of it.
Yeah.
But that's just but anyway.
Look, she's probably the best here she's been in anything, and I'm not a huge fan of hers.
No.
No, but it really is. It really is like, the three of them. I would say
she's the weak one, definitely.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying the three strongest in that are obviously Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, and Joey Pasqualino. Yeah. They're probably the three strongest performers in it, and enough to keep you watching. So, there's a lot of people out there that love this film. I know. It's a very well loved movie, and it continues to be, and I'm glad because, like I said, I love the whole. I actually bought the trilogy on 4K. Probably one of my last purchases of buying physical media was to buy this trilogy. So there you go. So I put my money where my mouth is. Anyway, dude.
All right, mate.
It's that time now where we've got to kind of move to next week, don't we?
Oh, please, can we spin Rush Hour? Have we got Rush Hour?
No, we don't.
No,
I don't think we've ever done a retro review on it.
On Rush Hour?
Yeah.
Wow.
That might have been on purpose by me. It's just shit, dude. It's just horrible. It's just like everyone's going to say, okay, watch Rush Hour. Well, why won't we watch Bad Boys instead? Well, let's watch Lethal Weapon instead. Well, let's watch Trading Places. Let's watch 48 Hours. Let's watch like Midnight Run. There are so many other better versions of that type of movie to watch than that hot mess.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway.
Let's spin this.
Here we go. Let's change it now. Let's see what's better next week. Let's have a look. Here we go. Spin the wheel.
You're spinning the wheel.
And remember, what's the one you don't want? You don't want Exorcist. And I don't think I want. Well, there's a few of them there. Let's see. Hey, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, who are you going to call?
Yes.
Who are you going to call?
Wow.
We've landed on Ghostbusters. That's a biggie, Rick.
Wow. That is a biggie. That is a biggie. That's
That is a biggie to do that, you know. And you know what, Rick? I had not watched this for about.
I haven't watched this for a long time.
I reckon about 10 years. Because when I got it on Blu-ray, I think I watched it once when I bought it on Blu-ray. But I haven't watched it since then. And recently I said to myself, I do want to see it because I want to watch it fresh for them and go and see Afterlife. But yeah, hey, good excuse to watch it.
Mate, I haven't seen it. Yeah, probably that's I haven't seen it for good 10 years.
Look,
look, long
it's
time.
Fair to say you, me, and just about everyone on the planet has a positive bias towards this film.
Of course.
I don't think I've ever met someone who doesn't like this film.
I don't think,
But it's going to be interesting. There's someone who now reads into this shit and doesn't make, I feel like that's my job here doesn't make logical sense. Does the script work? Is it well shot? I'll be interested to go back again after 10 years and look at it with that little bit of a, that bit more of a critical eye and try to have a look at it. So, but I'm really excited because
that's awesome.
Damn, Ghostbusters. So that's a win-win. Are you happy with that, Rick?
I'm happy with that one, mate. That is a very good win-win for us. Well, for me, that's awesome. So I cannot wait next week, guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. So that means The Exorcist lives on there for another week.
Oh, mate, that's only for personal reasons. And if you're gonna go watch our retro review,
what don't I want to watch? There's not a lot. And having a look at that, I don't know. There's not much I don't want to watch. I mean, probably, I think everything I'm pretty keen to have a look at this point. Some more than others, but yeah.
One of the ones that you like, not less that you don't want to watch. Oh God!
I think I've seen Bachelor Party enough, and I think I've seen Return of the Living Dead enough. And Howard the Duck would be a hard push for me.
Geez,
I don't know. Batman and Robin's going to be a tough one to have to watch through again. But yeah, we'll wait and see. That's the idea of this. Because we have this assumption that we're going to hate the experience, and then sometimes we go back and we love it. So yeah, keen as.
Awesome.
Keen as, Rick. Well, there you go. That's the show. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget now, we've got every Wednesdays, we now have the Loki. Live after show, which is, oh my God, Rick, how much fun was that first episode?
So good. It's just
so good. My favorite first episode out of all the Marvel shows they've released so far. Absolutely adored it. You can go check that out on our channel, and we do that live every Wednesday night for the next 5 weeks. We'll be doing our live after show next Friday, of course. Again, we'll be doing Ghostbusters, retro review on Ghostbusters, which promises to be a hoot. So until then, guys, I have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next week. Hey guys, it's that time again of the week, our favorite